You know, throwback rotation has been tough on us new players, I think. If you weren't playing the game at the time, you're suddenly forced to craft like 5 expansions worth of cards for every deck you want to play. You do this every month and you're bound to run out of vows real quick, so running cheap decks is pretty important. In the case of Steel Rebellion though, this expansion is old enough that everyone is provided with one temporary copy of every single legendary, and making use of these can help save some of those all-important vials if you build the right deck. Did you know there's a deck that only lets you run one of each card? So today we'll be playing Jerry Dragon in a throwback rotation. This deck is built around Mjerrabaine the Great One. Oh sorry, Mjerrabaine Omen of One. And I don't know, apparently his nickname is Jerry, so that's what we call him. His effect is that if there's no duplicates in your deck excluding Jerry, he gives your leader the effect to at the end of your turn, if only one allied follower is in play, you can give +2/+2 to a random allied follower, deal 2 damage to a random enemy follower, and then 2 damage to the enemy leader, and it can't stack. So Jerry decks in the history of Shadowverse, I guess, has always been had a reputation of being a meme deck, because I mean, running highlander decks is not great in this game. And this deck is no exception. As you can see, we have a horrible card salad here of just random crap. You shove in a bunch of legendaries because we have played them for free, so they're actually cheaper than any other card in this deck in particular. So you can see you shoved in a bunch of random cards. Don't ask me about the deck list. It's just a random salad. I don't know if it's good. It's certainly not optimized or anything. I just ran whatever cards I felt like putting in here. Yeah, unlike future iterations of Highlander in this game, this one is straight up Highlander. It only lets you duplicate Jerry, no other cards. In future releases of Jerry, he lets you duplicate some cards, and then Cutthroat, well, we all know what Cutthroat looks like, so yeah. If you really want to play this deck for some reason, you can use this QR code to copy it if there's something wrong with you, I guess. But other than that, yeah, this is the list that we're running. I'm gonna scroll through it slowly so that you can get a glimpse of each card and know what is in this deck. I certainly don't remember what's in this deck when I play it. But yeah, these are the cards you'll be running for Jerry Dragon. I mean, no one wants to see a serious deck showcase and this late in the expansion, so here's a meme deck. Let's jump into the games. So the first game is a game against Dragon that we have here, and we are going first. For Mulligan, we just search for Ramp and Jerry, that's it. For Ramp in particular, it's important to note if you're going first, you don't want Anaros or the Dragonic Core because they require you to evolve. Our main goal is to play Jerry as fast as possible, so we want Ramp cards that let us do that. Also, you'll see some weird cards that weren't in the list earlier, like Dagon here. It's because I kept changing cards out. I mean, it's one copy of each card, alright? You gotta let me randomly change cards out whenever I feel like it. So, the main goal is simple. We play Jerry and then we try to win. That's it. Our opponent has Dragon Oracle, which is unfortunate for us because we don't. Go ahead and accelerate the Adramelech here, which we do pick up the Jerry, so that's good. Now we just need one ramp. There isn't the... Unfortunately, we don't pick up the ramp. So we don't manage to play Jerry next turn, but we can try our best to survive. So we go ahead and play Masamune to get rid of the enhance on the Sneer of this day, and then we use it to clear. Not really anything good to do here. We go ahead and just evolve the Anaros here to ramp. It's not that important to ramp here since we're gonna play Jerry next turn anyway, but I don't really see anything better to do this turn, so I think it's fine. Hopefully by evolving Anaros, we can force them to spend their time clearing my board, and then Jerry can drop onto the board for free. So my opponent uses the White Frost Whisper here to clear my stuff, which is fine because then we can just drop Jerry here and pass. We don't have to spend any extra cards or evil points, which is great because evil points are valuable. So we can go ahead and start poking them in the face with Jerry's Laser Beam. My opponent drops the Altar Plane Arbiter here, which is interesting, and then I guess they picked up a Firstborn Dragon from the Altar Plane Arbiter, which they would drop as well. And just get rid of my Jerry here, and then Here, it lets me pull off one of the sickest combos in this deck, and the only reasonably good thing this deck can do, which is we play Apostle of Disdain, use Disdainful Rending to buff her, and then we can go ahead and use Craving Splendor to buff her again, as well as Craving Splendor itself will buff. Punch my opponent in the face for a nice 13 total damage and clear their follower. Now they are very low, you can probably just poke them the rest of the way with Jerry. We don't really have a good way to clear this thing while Flame Dragon, so we just drop Catalina. Her job is just to sit here as a ward that requires 2 punches to clear. My opponent drops the Gilnalese, which is certainly a choice. I guess they want to draw next turn probably. And then we'll go ahead and heal here, which is cool for them, I guess. We don't really have anything to do here this turn, so we just use Force of the Dragon Newt, which will clear their board, and then Roy will put a follow on board for Jerry's effect, and we can pick up Dragon Strife Blade, which we can use to clear something. It does extra damage to Dragon followers, so that's cool. In the mirror, my opponent drops a second Arbiter, and they will use the Serpent's Wrath to clear my Roy, but then they're still dead to Jerry's effect, so it's fine. Of course I could play anything here, but since it's a Jerry deck, we go ahead and play Jerry here and poke them in the face with the effect, and that's it for this game. Let's move on to the next one. So our next game here is against Haven, and we are going first. Same thing, we just look for Ramp and Jerry. We do pick up the Dragon Oracle here, so we're definitely keeping that. And now we just have to find Jerry, and then we are prepared to play the game, I guess. Nothing much to do here, we can just go ahead and pass. Opponent drops the Petra here. I guess they're just trying to go full aggro. Maybe they probably think that I'm running the standard Satan, Prince of Cocytus list. So they're just trying to aggro me down with my supposedly weak early game. And it is a weak early game for sure. We go ahead and drop Masamune here just to have some board presence to answer their followers with, so that we don't take that much damage. This turn though, we don't have anything good to do. Play Zui here to try to pick up something. We do pick up Jerry, which is nice. And then we just play Lyria and the Disciple of Disdain to draw into our deck more. Opponent drops the Holy Line of Salvation here, so they are building a pretty scary wide board here, but I mean, nothing we can do about it, so we just try our best, I guess. You can see they're playing carefully, answering my board so that I have less options, but of course we're just going to go and drop Jerry here. Now I could have played Force of Dragon Newt here, but this is a Jerry deck, not a Force of Dragon Newt deck, so we're going to play Jerry. And then we just have to have Jerry snipe the Priest Weaver and we are fine. As expected, as calculated, is what we intended. My opponent is just going wide here. I don't know why they're playing Mecha Wing Angel, but I guess they are. And they're really just trying to aggro me down with a white board, which is fun for them, but unfortunately for them I have a Tlaloc in hand here, which will be able to clear their board. Okay, another Jerry, not very useful. Go ahead and evolve the Tlaloc here. We'll make use of its leader effect, which will do AoE 1 here and then do another AoE 1 for 3 PP. And then gets buffed and then hit face with Jerry. Opponent goes for the Accelerate Elysian Saint Harris here. And then just evolves it. I don't know why they're going wide here when I have a Tlaloc on board, but I guess they just don't know fear. But since my opponent doesn't know the fear of Jerry, I thought I should teach it to them. So we go ahead and play Force of Dragon here to do a bunch of damage. Craving Splendor to buff Tlaloc for lethal. So that's it for this game, let's move on to the next one. So for the last game here, we are against Sword and we are going second this time. Going second, Anna Rose and the Dragonic Core are actually good ramp cards because they will actually be able to ramp you into Jerry on turn 5 because you get the evolve on turn earlier. Yeah, that is the goal. Nothing to do obviously in the early game, so just go ahead and pass here. My opponent drops Sky Commander Celia, so they're probably just trying to kill me. We have no fear, so we just ramp. And my opponent drops the Latham as well, so they are going a bit wide here with the Quick Blader as well. Now I could drop Dragon Sanctum here, but it actually just does nothing for me, so instead We use Force the Dragonute to clear a bunch of their followers, so I take less damage to my face. As my opponent drops the double Leot here, which is a bit scary. But it's fine. Go ahead and use the Ephemera to clear the Delia, and then we just drop Dragon's Anthem since we have nothing better to do. My opponent does evoke the Leot here, which might kill me eventually, but hopefully not, I guess. And they go ahead and pick up the Lancelot as well, so they are just going full aggro. And of course, we are going to drop Jerry this turn. There's no other path for this deck but to drop Jerry. You go ahead and use Jerry to clear the Lancelot. Unfortunately, Jerry's laser is not enough to clear any of the Leots, so just I have to let them keep that on board and just hit me in the face with them. Not much I can do about that. And there's the Lucius as well, which will clear my Jerry. They're just gonna go face, which is not what we enjoy particularly. We'll go ahead and play Lyria here, trying to find a Gilnalese for the drain, but instead we pick up Steelclad Minotaur, which I completely forgot was even in this deck. Go ahead and evolve Lyria and then trade into the Leot here. Funnily enough, I forgot about the Steelclad Minotaur, but against Sword, this thing is actually pretty nuts, so hopefully we can make use of that. There's the Aether, so we don't have Latham in hand now. They are gonna use Build Reckoning on the Minotaur, and then just had a bunch of their followers with Ambush, but it's fine because they have to work very hard to answer this Minotaur. So go ahead and use Phylene here because she can clear 3 followers or 1, which is pretty strong. Evolve the Phylene here, we ping one of these assassins. Probably should have traded into the Lucius instead, but it's fine. And we go ahead and put the Cocytus cards in our deck to hopefully draw them and make good use of them. And then White Frost Whisper to clear the Lucius, and then we just hit them in the face, and opponent can't answer this Minotaur because it's too broken, so they just concede. So that's it for the games I have for you today. Not the most nail-biting, like, close games or displays of skill that you might want from a deck showcase, but honestly, what do you want me to do? This is Jerry Dragon. This deck sucks. Like, it's really bad, like really bad. Its effect really requires you to only leave 1 follower on board. That's so bad. Like, this card is just bad. But yeah, I tried to make it work with some weird cards. Hopefully this is enjoyable for you to watch Jerry actually win some games. It took a lot of tries to actually manage to win games in this deck, so yeah, I lost a lot of rank points for playing this because for some reason I decided to do this in ranked instead of unranked. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed hopefully my suffering was worth it. Hopefully losing my points were worth it. And that's it for today. See you probably in the next throwback because I don't have any more ideas for decks in this throwback. So yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.